Hey everyone! Good morning, good morning. Wow, I only have one dog barking. I don't know, you know what it is? Our little Lola, she was up so late last night that she's probably tired and she's not barking for me. Oh well, she woke me up like 3 times last night. And so, no, that's just how she is, I guess. Anyway, hi, everyone. It's Rita and my sometimes barky dogs. And I am here for today's Cricut Chat, your daily fix of Cricut projects that we do live on Facebook Monday through Friday, and then we move them over to YouTube so you can watch them there if you miss it. And so that's what I'm here for. And today we're doing back to school, high school, back to high school or starting high school, signs. Like, I guess they're like, you know, there's a lot of these like signs for kids when they start their preschool or their first day of kindergarten or even all the way up to the 6th grade. But my kids in high school, and they stopped taking photos, at least here. They stopped taking the yearly photos at middle school area. So I don't really have a lot of first day of school photos or even just school photos past, I think the 7th or 8th grade for Owen. And Owen is going to be a sophomore to this month coming, this year, Labor Day. After Labor Day starts the day after Labor Day. And so I thought, you know, we need to do something for high schoolers. And I know it's kind of, you know, sappy, but when I look back at my high school photos and, you know, just kind of see, I would love to know the year that it happened and sort of see my progression. And I never feel badly about photos that are taken, you know, 20, 30 years ago, because it's like, it's amazing. So take your pictures now, basically. Don't ever think you look too old or whatever, because when you get older, you'll be looking at your photos and thinking, you know, wow, I should have taken more, that sort of thing. So that's what we're going to do today. But before we start, I want to welcome everyone. If you're new, thank you for joining us. And please feel free to introduce yourselves to the other chatters. Everyone's very sweet here. And we love having new people. And we are just... we're friendly. We're a very friendly group. And so there's that. Also want to remind you that our Bundle of Joy, Cricut Bundle of Joy giveaway for August is going on now. There's just a few more days left, I think until Saturday. And you can put your name in twice a day. So if you've been doing this all along, you would have 28 entries in there. And so that's going to keep you to the top as far as my, when it's sort of a random generator. You know, it's just like, it's like the odds. It's like the odds are better. The odds are ever in your favor. So, definitely get your name in at least once. Or twice for the day. But if you do it every day, then all you need to do is comment, like, share, do anything on my YouTube channel that will help me go higher in the algorithms. And then also on Facebook, share, like, or comment on any of my posts. And once you're following me, so there, it's pretty easy to, hey, I see, it's pretty easy to get in there. Hi, Aziz, I haven't seen you in a long time. How are you? So there's the Bundle of Joy. Joy. There's a couple other things that I wanted to tell you. One is this Saturday, we are going to be doing our first 3D date night. And this Friday, we're doing our first freebie Friday. Freebie Friday is going to be at 9 o'clock Eastern time, just like all the other Cricut chats. But Saturday, we are going to be going a little earlier than the 7 o'clock date night. So I'm thinking, I'd like to hear from you, but I was thinking something like maybe 5 o'clock, because I'm on the Eastern time. And usually on Saturday, I don't know what you guys do, but I just like mostly just kind of clean, and I don't like to clean, but get organized and maybe do some errands or whatever. And by Saturday night at 5 o'clock, I'm kind of done. And then our lighting will be good, so I won't have to use too much lighting, and I could see better. Oh, wonderful. Grandbaby number 4. Waiting any day now for grandbaby. Oh, lovely, Diane. Lovely. You cut out 5 Dreaming Tree projects. Well, I hope, Susan, one of them was which is going to be our first one. Where is he? Is this one, the Scarecrow gift treat box. You guys were asking for it, so we're going to do this one on Saturday. So I need to hear from you. When is a good time to start on Saturday? Is 5 o'clock too early? Or do you want to go earlier? That sort of thing. So let me know, because I would like to do it a little bit earlier on Saturday, because I realized there's some people that are on Pacific time. So what is that? If we started at 5, it'd be like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So there's that. Now, as far as the projects that we're going to be doing on Saturday nights or Saturday afternoons, we are going to be doing 3D projects, as I've mentioned. Most of these projects will be these larger projects. They might take us a little more than an hour, and we are probably going to pay for the files, because some of these really advanced files do cost a little bit of money, but they're not overly expensive. And I'm going to be taking from places like SVG Cuts, Dreaming Tree, Birds Cards. Let's see, what was the other one I was thinking of? Oh yeah, Lori Whitlock, Simply Crafty SVGs, that sort of thing. And so if you have a specific request that you want to make, I know for one, the turkey from Dreaming Tree, everybody wants to make that. It was one of my most popular shows, so we'll do that again. People asked for the witch, so we'll do that. We'll do that. There's a beautiful church that is from Dreaming Tree, also a church from SVG Cuts. There's a great Advent calendar from SVG Cuts. It's pretty elaborate that I've been wanting to try as well. So there's a lot of fun things to do, and I really want to do them with you. So today, let's get back to today. So today we are going to be doing some vinyl with Smart Vinyl. It's removable, and I thought it was about time that we talk about removable again. Before removable and permanent vinyl, and we're going to do Smart Vinyl because we have our Maker 3 here today. We're going to do Smart Vinyl. Removable in this case will be really good because I only have one slate. This is my slate, and I did post a link if you want to see this slate or buy these slates. These were purchased from Amazon, and my friend Brittany over at Cricut sent me this. So I was sitting here looking at it and wondering what to do. So the reason why I'm going to use removable is if I play my cards right, I can do these for all of Owen's years left in school because I can remove that quite easily and it will not leave residue. So this is one of those recycle crafts. So if you have somebody that's entering freshman year, you can recycle this craft every year for the 4 years of high school. Also, one of the things I hadn't considered, this could also work for kids or young adults who are in college. And so, because they use the freshman, sophomore, and maybe if you work at a college or you know somebody that's going to college, it might be a really cute thing to make. Or I know a couple of my friends are sending their kids off to college this year, and it would maybe be nice to have given them that, or, that sort of thing. Anyway, let's get started. When I was doing this project, first of all, I was like, wow, there is a lot of stuff for elementary school kids. So let me just go, when you type in things like first day of under images, first day of, you get a lot of images back. So there's like 12,000 images to choose from. And you see a lot of this first day of grade school, stuff, and, which is great, but my kids are not, like I said, my kid is not, of that age. So I was kind of thinking, I was being selfish, sorry. But there are a lot of first day of school type of things if you look at it. And if you're looking for things like, just things to iron on, things to make banners of. And this is a very popular, it's called a slate. And I kind of, when I looked at this, I thought, my kid would not, it's called a stat board. And my kid would probably not, like to hold up this sort of thing when I grow up. He's older, and so I just don't think he was gonna do that. So I figured I would make my own, and I did see when I started this, where is my I saw these first day back to school type of things. So here's what I did. I found this image and I kind of liked it. And so I followed, I feel like it's like following down into a rabbit hole when you do this. And it's kind of fun because you can see images you've never seen before. So here's a little eye with a circle on it. So I'm going to click on that. When I click on that, I get a link that says view image sets. And I'm going to click on that link. And then it takes me to the image sets. And remember, image sets are the groupings of images, so they're all similar. So if you find an image in the image search engine, always click on that eye circle, because there might be another variation of that very image that you will like. Okay, so here, this did bring me to these first day preschool, grade school, kindergarten, and stuff like that. But I did find also these ones for the school years, junior, senior, sophomore, freshman, and actually in two designs. So I saw this cutesy one, which has a lot of like flourish. It looks like cursive, but it's writing. And then there's this one that's mostly just block letters. I liked these cursive ones. So I pulled those into my design space, which is what I did here. And let's just get it over here. And I made it bigger because my board, what do I call this thing? My slate is about, 11 inches about by almost 9 inches. So I did make it bigger, and look, these are all white because I figured let's do white vinyl on black because it's like a chalkboard, right? I was always enamored of black chalkboards, like I never liked those green ones, but now I don't even know if they use chalkboards, but man, I love them. And in fact, we're going to be doing a chalkboard craft on Monday. We're doing some reorganization in my studio. We're going to be making labels out of chalkboard vinyl, and that's going to be on Monday. And we're going to actually use chalkboard or chalk markers that I picked up at Amazon. They're due to arrive, I think, on Thursday. That's why I have scheduled for Monday. So in this case, we're going to use vinyl, but you can also use, say, chalk markers and create a stencil. So I wanted to show you that. And then I also wanted to show you how you get this all in one color. And then, look, I added this here because even though it says first day of junior year and you can go back in your head and remember what year that was, I thought it would make it simple and add a text box that had the month and the year that it was there. Okay, so I'm going to resize this so that it's going to fit nicely on my board. I said it was almost 12 inches by like 7. So I think getting it in around 10 and a half is a good size. And even though this is really colorful and pretty, I think I want to make it all white so that it would be nice white on my blackboard. So I am going to weld. Where is weld? Weld is down here, and it's often confused with attached. Weld is sort of like if you want to group everything together and sort of make 2 into 1. Now that becomes a little bit weird with attach, because attach, like you take something and attach it to it, but you still retain the qualities of the original 2 pieces, if that makes sense. So welding is going to turn my image all one color, and to make these look like what I want them to be, I can change it to white. Unfortunately, when you're working with white, it's a little bit hard to work with a white color. So what I did here is I inserted a square, and that's super easy to do. Over here, go over to shapes and click on that, choose a square, and if it ever comes up, okay, you're going to unlock it, and then you can just make it whatever size you want. So I'm going to make mine 11.5 inches by 7.25. I think that's about right. What is this one? I did it by 9 on that one. Also, when they come in, they're sort of a gray color, but I like to change it to really dark black because I want to see those images. You will have to, if you do this after the fact, you will have to put this image behind the other images to see how it looks, okay? And you do that using this right here. It's called a range. And there are 2 ways to sort of manipulate where your images appear. A range is sort of like if you were looking at your desk and you had a pile of papers. A range is that way. Like I want this one on top and this one on the bottom and these in the middle. That's what a range is. So I'm going to arrange and send this to the back. That's going to allow me to bring my image here and sort of have a look at how it's going to look. So here are my 2 images, and I like it. Maybe it's a little bit big, so I might make it a little smaller right here. And then I added a text box. So I did all of these things for all of those images, just so you know, but we won't actually cut all of them. We'll just cut one, and we'll do the junior year, because I did actually already cut this out. So how did I do this text box? Easy, easy peasy. We're going to go over to the left-hand side, and there is a T. There's the text. It says T text. We're going to click on that. Okay, we haven't talked about text in a while, so I figure it's worth talking about. So we're going to click on that, and then we're going to type in what we want to type in. So in this case, we want to put September 2021, right? So I'm going to just type in September 2021. And you'll see that in this little box is where I'm putting my text. And then this box is sort of the result of this box, okay? When I hit return, when I hit on the canvas, it takes me back to just having this September 2021. There's a lot of stuff that you can do with text boxes, and so I'm just going to skim the surface. If you want to talk text boxes in the future, let's do that, but I'm just going to skim over some of the things. First, you can change the font, and you do that up here. See here it says font. There's a drop down box, so you just have to drop this down. It automatically defaults to Cricut Sans, which is just like a basic, and a lot of people use that. But if you want to see something a little different, I forget what I chose, but if it has, look at this one, peach cakes, that's kind of cute. And anything that has an A is going to be, if you're an Access member, is going to be free for you. So I'm looking for something that would look, dashing unicorns. They're always adding these, and so you can do whatever you like. Let's pick, I like that one up here, peach cakes. So let's pick that. And when you do that, you will notice that your text box changes, okay? Your text box changes. It's not white yet. We'll make it white. But I kind of like that. It may even be the same one. It is. It is the same one. So I kind of like that. So I can also do things like make it a writing style, change the font size, the letter spacing, the line spacing, the alignment. I could do so many things with text boxes, but I like this. It's very simple. And I don't know if you kind of know this, but like when you're putting together signs, it's a good idea to put together like a line that is just straight, what am I going to... like a box, like handwriting. When you're doing handwriting, if you have a cursive line, which we do up here, is kind of cursive-y, then we want to have just a straight cut, like print type of thing. I don't know if that helps you. So we need to change this to white, but you'll find, I suppose you could do it up here. But I want to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So what I'm going to then do, because if we were to cut this out right now, it's not like attached to the place where our letters are going to be all mumble jumbo. So let's see if that is going to be the case. Let's do that. So let's hit make it, just so you can see what I'm talking about. We'll say on the mat for this one. Okay, so this does come out September 2021. It used to be all mumble jumble. Maybe it's because it's all one thing. But we still want it to cut out on white. So we can either weld it, which I like to do, and then I change it to the color that we want, which is white, and there you go. Now, there's so much about text boxes that we could talk about. So this is just a really quickie thing about text boxes. We'll have another show where we do all kinds of fun things, including looking at that new feature, kerning, and doing things such as making signs from it. But today we're talking about this, so I thought, just touch on it. All right, so here is our sort of completed sign. Now we don't need this square anymore, so I'm just going to hide it like this, and I'm going to hit make it. I said that we were going to be using smart materials, and smart materials are done without a mat. So when you get to this place, you need to choose without a mat or on mat, depending on the material that you're going to use. You should probably only be presented with this choice if you're using a Maker or Explore 3 and a Joy. The Joy also does give you the choice as well. So we're going to choose without mat because we want to be able to put in the smart material. So we're going to do that. Now, a couple of things about this. When you do that, the computer sort of maximizes your space. But if you want to leave a little space between here and here, one way to do it is to go over to material size, which is here. And it says it's 7, but I want a little space so that it can cut them apart. So I'm going to change it to, let's say 9. Okay. And when I do that, I can then move these. Otherwise, if I had it at 7, I was unable to move it. I don't need to center it, but I just want to give it a little space so that I can cut these out individually. Okay. And then we're going to hit continue. And we are going to be using smart vinyl, but we're going to be using this removable. Where does it say removable? So when you're buying this, where does it say removable? Where does it say? Oh, right there, duh, right in front of my face. If it was, it would have bit me if it were so obvious. Removable vinyl. So let's talk a quick minute about removable vinyl. I think a lot of people think, removable vinyl, is it going to fall off? No, it is not. It's going to stay on. And it's particularly great for this kind of project because what removable means is that you're removing it and there's no residue left on whatever you put it on. So put it on a wall, put it on a car, put it on, I don't know, a sign that you want to reuse. This is perfect for parties, and if you're not wanting to leave it there for too long. Its lasting power is about 1 to 2 years in outdoor environments, but honestly, I've used removable on my car and it stayed there for like 4 years, so until I had to trade my car in. So it's pretty long lasting, so don't be disappointed if you ended up with a removable vinyl thinking that it was going to fall off. It's not going to fall off. Okay, so when I'm at this cut screen where I need to choose my materials, we're going to browse all materials, and right now it's on compatible. So I'm choosing smart vinyl because it's not on the mat, or smart products. So only compatible things with smart, not on the mat, are these. Your cardstock, there's iron-on, and then there's vinyl. Okay, so I'm going to choose removable vinyl because that's what we have, and I'm going to hit OK. And then here we go. Let me move you so you can see what I'm going to do here. So here's my vinyl. This is a 21-foot roll, but I've used quite a bit of it, and I'm just going to put it in here. Now I could get my little roll holder, but I won't because I just want to demo it without the roll holder. You see, I'm putting it here underneath these guides, and then all I need to do is hit this button. Now what it does is it pulls in the vinyl as much as we're going to need. And if for whatever reason what we're cutting is bigger than what we have, your machine will actually tell you that you need to put in a longer roll, just so that you know. So in this event, when I start getting down to, you know, inches left on this roll, then it's going to make sure that I have enough in there to be cutting, okay? And then I just hit the flashing go button. Let me get my weeding tool. Now the thing about white vinyl from Cricut is its backing is white. I really wish that they would change it to blue. Would make weeding it so much easier, but you know, it is what it is. We just have to live with what we have, right? But it weeds beautifully, the smart vinyl. It's just you have to really strain your eyes, and I have some old eyes, so I need to be careful about weeding it. Doesn't it go fast? It's really fast. I think the other thing that I really like about it is it's pretty quiet compared to the other machines that I have. Compared to the Maker, it's pretty quiet. So, and it's just about done. It's doing the inside of the letters for September in 2021 now. So I'm going to need a pair of scissors. And I don't know about you, what I do if I'm not using the roll holder, I bring it out and then I cut it off. And I use the guides on the back of the vinyl to make sure that I'm cutting a straight line, because it's kind of important the next time you put the roll in the machine that you have a straight line. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it does need to be semi-straight. So here we go. If you look at it on this sort of way, I'm seeing that about here, but I'm going to turn it over and cut it on the next line so I keep it straight, because I don't know about you, but I'm not a straight cutter unless I have a ruler or something. So then I can just roll this back up, put it in the box, and we can do some weeding. So there's my box. I'm going to put it over here. And let's get to this, our work surface. So I have already cut out and weeded this one, which is the senior year. I want to show you how lovely this is to cut. Now, if you were cutting all of them out at once, I will, which I did yesterday, I actually cut them into smaller pieces just because I don't want to, I don't know, this might be from when it was really, really hard to weed vinyl. But if I had a really big thing, if I cut it into small pieces, then if I messed up somewhere, I could have, you know, I could just redo that piece, if that makes sense to anybody. Same with this one, but I'm going to be brave and just grab it with my, this is a weeding tool. It's actually called the True Control weeding tool. It comes with all these different things. But you can just use your regular weeding tool if you want, or any weeding tool for that matter. So this is where I get like, oh no, is it going to come off? Is my letter going to come off? That sort of thing. That's something to think about when you're working with vinyl, that often will happen, especially if your letters are really really small, you often will lose things like apostrophes and commas, that sort of thing, especially if you're doing it on a small scale. So that's kind of why I cut it apart, but I'm just going to show you how I do this and how easy this is to weed. Really simple. And I just sort of do this as I'm going along, so that way what I've removed doesn't get in the way of my design. And look at that. My N from junior year is not on here. Where is it? Does it go? We can go back and look for it. This is junior. There is the U. Where is it? Here it is. Maybe. And of course, it's proving me wrong that it's so easy to weed. Rita saying, so easy to weed, but it is not today. So here is why I cut it into little sections. All right, here we go. There it is. I'm just going to take this off. Anybody ever do this? I don't want to waste my vinyl, so I'm going to go back and look at the stuff that I took off, and there it is. There's my N. And I'm going to go in, and I know it's a little difficult to see on white, but I'm going in and taking out all of the negative spots here that didn't come off when I was doing the initial weeding. And I'm going to look at this N and see if I can't get it straight. Junior, there's the U. I want to make sure that that's straight. Yeah. Let's see. Junior. There we go. It looks a little bit wrinkled. So I'm hoping that it's going to work okay with the transfer tape, but we also have the other ones that we can weed, so maybe we won't have that problem. And if you feel like you want to recut it, do it, you know, if that's going to make you feel good. But sometimes I've like recut things and I have the same problem at the same spot. It's so weird. And that I can only think that it is that particular font that I'm using, or that particular cutout. It's a very strange occurrence. I don't know if anybody else has ever had that happen to them. But here is another one. Let's go ahead and do this, just so people in the back see what I'm doing. Just kidding. There's the junior, so maybe we can use this junior one. And see if the N comes off okay. Yeah, it did. So this is a cut that I did yesterday. Junior, and might as well use it. First day of junior year. Okay, so again, going to weed out that negative space. Make sure you get them all, but it's better, it's easier if you miss something with vinyl than it is for iron-on. So there's our first day of junior year. And here is the September that I cut yesterday. So here's the September. We'll just see how this one comes off. September 2021. So removable, I don't think, is much different as far as the smart vinyl, like the composition, but I have noticed that some removable vinyls, at least from a couple years ago, are sort of thinner than the permanent. So it might weed a little bit differently if you're not using this smart material, just so that you know. And then we got all these great little pieces stuck on my fingers, and I will find them stuck on my dress too. Okay, next thing that we need is transfer tape. I use Cricut transfer tape. Some other people use transfer tape that they buy elsewhere. Like some, I know Dollar Tree has a kind of transfer tape, but I like the Cricut kind. I just buy it. Now you can buy it in a very large roll. Before you really couldn't. So this is economical for me. I don't want to keep going to the Dollar Tree and wondering if it's going to be there, that sort of thing. So I'm cutting a little bit of transfer tape. See what I mean? I don't always cut straight. And I am going to reuse this for my letters. Okay, for my month and year. So for the transfer tape, one of the things that I have a hard time is getting it started. So I do use my weeding tool to sort of separate the backing from the front of the tape. So transfer tape is exactly what it sounds like. It transfers things. So you take off the backing, throw that away. And then what we're going to do is put this right on top of our design. It can be bigger if that's what happened. It's better that it's a little bit bigger and not smaller. And then what we want to, because it's smaller, what I end up doing is sort of patching it. So we want to burnish this. I'm just using my scraper. This is my extra large scraper. And I'm burnishing it onto the transfer tape because the transfer is going to take up our transfer. The cutout is what it's taking up, and it's going to remove it from the backing. So here we go. I like to do this. Flip it on its back side and roll it off like this. I will tell you that the Joy, when the Joy came out and we were doing vinyl signs and stuff, I was like, I couldn't believe how hard it was to remove the backing. It was super thick, and I had a really hard time removing it. And I started to get a little frustrated. You can find my vinyl when I did this. You can find my video on that on YouTube. It was like, I don't know, last year sometime. But I have found that the Smart Vinyl, the larger rolls, is actually easier to get this off. And I was told that going forward, the new rolls for the Joy will be that same way. That's going to take a long time for me because I have so much vinyl around, but I'm hopeful that they are going to make it easier. So here we go. Woo. There is the backing. You don't need the backing, but you want to have a look at it because look, the exclamation point did not come off. So I am going to try to get it back on. Now, now I lost the S. Now, if you were going to make decals to send to people, like say they wanted to have, I don't know, a corgi decal that they can put on their car. I say this because this has happened to me. What I would do is when I've sent people decals is I already do this part and then I save the backing and I just sort of keep it on there. And I'm making a mess. I'm making a mess, but you guys, I'm a good example of like reality. Reality. Come on, Rita. So I want to take this off again, but my S on first day is not cooperating, as also there's the S, okay? So I am going to take this S and put it with the sticky side facing me, remember? Put it in there. First day of junior year. Phew, I did it. But I got a little pieces hanging out, and this for some reason has a little, there we go. Whew. First day of junior year. There's a little piece of the E that didn't get removed. Let's take that off. It can be, if you are not used to working with vinyl, it can be a little bit, difficult. You can do things like I'm doing here, where you get things stuck. But once you've worked with it a while, it is easy to work with. So we still want to leave room at the bottom for our month and year. So I think this might be a good spot. And you notice when you put it down, I like to put it down sort of in like it's bowed or a U shape and try to get the middle where I want it. This way I can center it and I don't get any bubbles there. You can also burnish here, because what you want to do, what's a rookie mistake, is leaving the transfer tape on. I see that sometimes in cars, and I feel badly. I want to go and remove them myself, but I don't in the parking lot. But I figured people would get mad at me, because maybe there was a reason why they left it on. Maybe it's not just that they forgot. So we're taking off that transfer tape. Don't crumple up the transfer tape, because we're going to use it again. Excuse me. Okay, there's our first day of junior year. Now I have dogs, so I already see that there is a little tiny dog hair right here under the R for junior. You can try to like pick it off with your fingers, but I found that sometimes it's just best to cut it with your knife. And what's kind of funny is that we didn't leave this sit so that the hair in the air, so I don't know where the hair came from. It's just in the air, I guess. Okay, so here's our September. We're going to do the exact same thing. Burnish really well. And turn it over. $20, $21. Come on, you. Okay, there's that. Let's see how September goes. Can always go on the other corner and do it this way. There's more than one way to skin a cat, right? If you notice that there are a lot of them not coming off, push it back and turn it upside down, back to the front again, and just burnish that really well because maybe it's just not lifting for whatever reason. Now we can turn it over and woo, look at it's doing it much better. 2021. Now I'm going to keep this transfer tape so that I can reuse it. I usually put it on the side of my desk. So this looks like it's centered, and I want to put it on the bottom here. And that's it. What do you think? This is really, it looks, I think, very professional and very mature. Doesn't look like those kitty ones that are really adorable, but just not for high school students like my kid. So there it is. And because it's removable, I can just go ahead and remove whether I want to use like this or I can use also like my weeding tool here and just lift it up, and there won't be a residue even after some time has passed. So that way you can reuse this sign. Isn't that great? So just an idea for you on what to do for your older kids. Maybe you have grands or something that you want to celebrate school, and they'll enjoy having that to look back on as children, as adults, when, their childhood. And I know that my son, he really loves to look back at photos of when he was younger and roll his eyes, but he won't be doing that later on when he's in his 30s, will he? So that is today's episode, is how to use smart removable vinyl on a chalkboard surface. Remember, if you are one of those people that has to get all of the mystery boxes, you might have this chalkboard vinyl in your stash. We're going to be using this on a mat, and we're going to probably do that on the Joy on Monday. Okay, so if you have this and not this, stay tuned for Monday. Tomorrow, we are working with pencil cases, and we're going to make really cute holographic pencil cases. We'll be using our Easy Press Mini and the Joy to do that. So stay tuned for tomorrow. Thank you, everybody, for coming today. Appreciate you all. I hope you can join us for the... Did I miss a mystery box? I thought that was in a mystery box. I generally wouldn't order that myself, so I thought it was in a mystery box. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I've just had it for a really long time. But yeah, the chalkboard is kind of fun, and we're going to actually be playing with chalk markers, so that's going to be fun. All right, everyone, thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you have a fabulous day. I know I'm going to. I'm going to do some more crafting. I'm going to start putting together our Saturday project so you can see the finished project. I'm also going to be sending you a link for how to purchase it. I'll do that today. All right, everyone. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.